Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley preview. Surprise! I've got Boulevard Mix 5. I believe, is this the final mix of 2023? I know we're behind on a lot of premium mixes. Car Culture is not going to finish the year. We're going to have mixes moving into 2024. But this may be the final mix of 2023. It's the last we'll do before the Lamley Awards. I know that for sure. But man, look how good this mix is. Boulevard has had a stellar year. As a matter of fact, I think Boulevard has had a better year than Car Culture. And I consider Car Culture kind of the signature series of Hot Wheels Premium. But when you look at the colors, the mix and match of models that are in Boulevard, it's just been phenomenal. We'll do a review of that later as we get towards the end of the year. But let's get to it. We've got two new castings and some really good looking other castings. We've seen some of these in the sneak peeks videos we've done, but let's get right to it. I'm gonna start, I'm not even gonna go in numerical order. We're gonna finish with this Accord. I think that's where the majority of the curiosity lies. So we'll just start with this. This is the 23 Nissan Z in Premium. It was in a 2-pack, right? It popped into Premium then, started as a basic. There is the back of the card. There is that. This one came from Mattel, I should tell you. Sometimes they get a little beat up. That doesn't matter. We're gonna open them up. Boulevard artwork, which is the same every year. They change it every year, but then they use the same so you can see the artwork. This is the, I think this was talked about by Jimmy and Ron. This is based on an actual car, a concept car, right? I'm trying to read that. The concept is racing, right? I think this has been seen at some shows. Maybe Nissan did it. This is based on the real car, like I said. Artwork is cool. Let's open it up. Probably should have started talking about that once we had it open, but let's just go ahead and do it. You try and think about which cars, there it is, might hang. Boulevard, I don't think it's even a matter of what's going to hang and what's not going to hang, because Boulevard is a Walmart exclusive and it has been somewhat hard to find. I've come across some mixes, but not all mixes, and in the stores, and I've heard from a lot of people that it's the same. So like trying to determine which car is going to be the most popular, which isn't, is always, I don't know if it's really important, but this one, when you know that it's based on a real car, and like I said, I think Jimmy mentioned it in the sneak peek video, I think that is that's pretty cool. Let's park that actually where it was here on halfway on the sidewalk. Maybe I'll move down just a little bit, and let's get to this Porsche. I go on the cars that interest me the most from last to first in terms of how I showcase these models, and I think the Porsche is going to be high on a lot of people's lists. This is the Porsche 935. There is the artwork. I think this is an homage, right, to classic Porsche racing livery. And I don't know if Porsche's done this homage or if this is just a Hot Wheels thing, but you guys can tell me. But let's just open that up too. I've mentioned it, and I like to mention it. Boulevard, the concept behind Boulevard is that, like, if Hot Wheels were a world or a planet, like, what cars would be driving down the road? Well, designers would have their cars, and then it would be kind of cars that interest the designers, and cars that I think just kind of like would exist in a Hot Wheels world. So it's kind of a blurry line of what would be in Boulevard and what wouldn't. It's just things that they like that maybe they don't put in Car Culture. Maybe that's the best definition. But I guess you could do a Porsche mix with this. I love this livery. This obviously was in the race day mix, right, in Car Culture, not too long ago when it was released, and it was the Chase. But I think this one supersedes both. I think it looks better than both with the wheels on it, with the red and the white stripes. Obviously that kind of nostalgic feel to it. I think this thing is phenomenal. These cars stand on their own. Like I said, there's no theme really, right? So you just kind of go with what you go with, and I think these are all really cool. All right, let's go Celica before we go to the new stuff. The TRD deco on this, I guess tribute deco on this, I guess you can't, from what I've learned from Toyota licensing, dealing with other companies, is you can put TRD striping on it, but you can't put the TRD logo on it. And you might have to be a very specific livery. This Celica, we started, right, it was in Mountain Drifters, kind of overshadowed by the Liberty Walk skyline. but a great debut as well in that incredible Mountain Drifters mix from last year. Then it hit, was it 2-packs, right? No, premium set with the Sentra in a beautiful red color. This is the first version we've seen in 2023, and to me, it's the best version. This TRD striping is just so cool, and that's why I actually put this one above the Porsche in terms of the models that I like the most or most interested in. This thing looks phenomenal. I like the TRD striping, but also the simplicity, considering this is like a, oh, this is, what is this? It's the GT4 Celica. Considering this is a street version of the Celica, you could see it looking exactly like this with the TRD striping, but nothing else. Kind of clean, well, not even kind of clean, super clean. White rims on this look so good with all of the detailing and the striping on the hood and on the sides. This is just a phenomenal, in terms of executed models, this thing is just super, super cool. Absolutely love it. We'll put that right here. And let's get to the new castings. You've got the 96 Honda Accord and the 67 Ford Anglia Racer. Anglia? Well, I don't know. We won't call it the Harry Potter car. They did do a Harry Potter version years ago of the Ford Anglia. And then we saw it as a Fast and Furious car. Faster than ever, excuse me. Here's the artwork. But all of that gets superseded by this new casting, I think done by Mark Jones before he retired, done in this racing style. And I just, oh my gosh, I just can't wait. This casting screams Mark Jones. We kind of know what they are, and Mark's now since retired, so, you know, we'll see Ron's castings. Phil Reelman's done some. Oh, but this is so great. So great. Ford race team, I guess I could put it together with other race team models. The white 4-spokes. This is another one that Jimmy and Ron talked about in the sneak peek video, so if you want to go back to that, I'll put a link up for it. But I think he said there was some way they did kind of a break to create the windows the way they wanted to. The way that, you know, it's got that reverse sloping window in the back. But the execution is phenomenal. What a beautiful model. Let's get to this Accord. I get the sense that this is going to be the first thing off the pegs, only because there's going to be a lot of interest in it. But I also think there's going to be some mixed opinions on it, because this is not, obviously, a stock Honda Accord. The 96 Honda Accord, on one hand, is a super boring kind of road model that we saw a billion of. I would imagine the mid to late 90s was the Accord's heyday, right? We don't see as many as we used to. Here is the artwork. But this is obviously the racing Accord. And done, well, let's just get to it. Let's just open it up. Boy, the glue on this is such that I do rip the cards more than I want to. Sometimes you want that blister to pop right off. Again, Jimmy and Ron talked about this one. We're going to see this very, very soon in a different livery as well. I think in Car Culture, maybe Team Transport, like coming up really, really soon. But you can see the roll cage on this one. Legendary racing car, this Accord. And this is in, you know, kind of a tribute livery. You don't see some, you know, super specifics in terms of numbering or logos or anything like that, other than just the Honda logo. But it's so nice to finally see an Accord in the Hot Wheels lineup, and it doesn't have to be stock. I don't know if you do a mid-90s stock Accord. Maybe Matchbox does. But this one, with the way the wheels sit, maybe if you put more racing style wheels, I don't mind it because I love the color combination with the model itself. But I could see where maybe some thicker tires would make more sense on a model like this. Nonetheless, it's one of the most interesting models of the year, and you know, that singular exhaust is super cool. I'm just excited to see where this one goes, because they can do all kinds of really cool racing stuff with it, and I am super, super excited for it. There you go, easy one. I don't need to do any older versions of these castings, because I mean, I showed you the Celica. I could show you some others, but ultimately it's about these new models and how interesting Boulevard is. We'll do maybe like a Boulevard versus Car Culture thing once Car Culture finishes its run for 2023, because I think Boulevard kind of takes the cake. There's been just some really good, interesting models in Boulevard, new castings and existing castings. You guys tell me what you think. Thanks, Mattel, for sending this. This will be on the pegs sooner than you think, clearly in time for the holidays. And we'll be voting on these in the Lamley Awards. Thanks, everybody. Bye.